think Dan just made sure that I come to GIS every year because I got a standing ovation and I didn't even have to do anything. It's fantastic. Well, it's great to be with you guys this afternoon. As Dan said, my name is Amanda and I serve as the Director of Strategy and Innovation for Shelter Insurance. I've been a board member of GIA for the last few years, and unlike several of my colleagues, I'm actually not serving as a mentor this year for the cohort, and if I'm being honest with you, I'm starting to take a little bit of ribbing about that. And now that I've been involved with this for a couple of years and I've seen some of the amazing founders and ideas that come through this program, I can see why. I'll take some ribbing. You probably deserve it. And once you see some of these presenters, and in particular our first one here today, you'll probably be signing up to be on the mentor list next year too. So today I have the honor of introducing Krissa Jones. Krissa is the co-founder of StreamSettle, a triple-blind settlement platform that is changing the game on how settlements are reached. So if you would, please join me in welcoming Krissa to tell you about StreamSettle.
At StreamSettle, we believe that if we can give negotiating parties a safe place to be reasonable, then that's exactly what they'll do. My co-founder, Joe Jones, is a board-certified personal injury attorney, and he's also my husband. And together, we ran his law practice for years where we noticed this massive disconnect, where both sides engage in the longest, most expensive game ever of number chicken and spend a ton of money litigating claims only to settle them years later, oftentimes on the courthouse steps, for an amount that everyone would have been happy with much earlier on. And so we created a triple-blind deal detector, which is already live and being used between insurance adjusters and plaintiffs' attorneys to help them drastically improve their cycle times and expense ratios. So let me show you how it works. Meet Patrick and Allie. Patrick, the plaintiff attorney's biggest fear is leaving money on the table. So he typically sends policy limits demands on just about every claim. Allie, the adjuster, is tired of receiving policy limits demands from Patrick and every other plaintiff attorney in the game. Her biggest fear is overpaying on those claims. So she responds with a $20,000 offer in order to leave plenty of room for the negotiation. Now, meanwhile, both parties have true settlement thresholds, which are much, much different than the offers and demands that they share with one another. For Patrick, he and his client have evaluated the damages on this claim, and they've determined that the least amount of money they can accept to get it done is $235,000. That is Patrick's true settlement threshold. For Allie, she's done the same thing. She's evaluated the damages, and she's determined that the most the insurer can get to pay to get it done is $250,000. That's Allie's true settlement threshold. So great, why don't they just give each other a call and get it done right then and there? We all know that's not how it works. Let's say, for instance, that Allie were to call Patrick and say, hey, Patrick, I've got $250,000 on this claim, let's get it done. We all know Patrick would then just use that as a new floor from which to negotiate, and the parties would be driven even further apart. So sadly, these numbers are never compared. And here is where parties typically enter into this long, treacherous, expensive journey of litigation to reach settlement much further down the line. But Patrick and Allie decide that they're not going to mess with all of this. And instead, they're going to use StreamSettle to test whether their true settlement thresholds overlap at various points in the claim cycle where it makes sense, which is just before each new cash burn stage of litigation takes place. And the adjusters who are using us today are saying, not only does this help us catch settlements at the earliest possibility, but it's also a built-in tool to inform us as to whether or not we even need to endure that next cash burn stage of litigation, or can we just get it done right here and now? So Patrick and Allie are going to test their thresholds as soon as that claim has been evaluated. For Patrick, he's going to put his true settlement threshold of $235,000 into StreamSettle. Now, why doesn't he put $1 million in here? Well, Patrick knows StreamSettle is not the place to posture. And this is for two reasons. First of all, his opponent can't see his number, so it won't have the effect that he would hope it would have on her. And second, he'd be cheating himself out of the possibility of reaching a settlement with a number like that. So he's going to play fair, put his true threshold into StreamSettle. Allie's gonna do the same thing. She's gonna put her true settlement threshold of 250 grand into StreamSettle, knowing that neither Patrick nor StreamSettle can see that number unless they have an overlap. And we'll see that because Allie's number was more than what Patrick put in, they do have an overlap. So they have a binding settlement at the midpoint of that overlap at $242,500. So you see when a settlement is reached on StreamSettle, both parties do as well or better than the number that they put in. So take a look at the impact that StreamSettle is able to have on a claim like this, on a claim cycle for a claim like this. StreamSettle is taking claims from litigation all the way from over 2 years down to 5 days post-evaluation. Take a look at the impact that StreamSettle is able to have on the fees and expenses for both sides. So it's a true win-win for all parties involved. And why not use StreamSettle on every claim? We require absolutely no integration whatsoever to get started. In fact, the other week, we had a user log in, confirm a claim that an adjuster had put on, and reach a settlement all within 5 minutes' time. We're truly risk-free in every way in the sense that nobody sees each other's numbers unless you reach a settlement, and nobody pays a dime to StreamSettle or to each other unless a settlement is reached as well. So in keeping with that theme of reasonability, StreamSettle charges a success fee only. So only in the event of a successful settlement on StreamSettle do we charge 1% of that settlement amount to both sides. We're new to the market, and we're currently working with Plymouth Rock up in New Jersey. And since we started with them, we've brought on 36 law firms that are tied to the other side of their claims. And as you can see, more than half of the claims is settled, and this number has actually gone up as of this week, that have been negotiated on StreamSettle. About 35% are awaiting one side or the other. And for that 13% that have resolved off the platform, those adjusters have said, hey, it was that invitation to join StreamSettle that finally got the lawyer to give me a call back and get it done. My co-founder, Joe Jones, is also here, and we would both absolutely love to meet you. So if you're someone who also agrees that claims should go on no longer than absolutely necessary, please come and find us, and we would love to chat. We're looking for our next insurance side partners today. We're ready to take on as many as possible. And I just want to close in sharing the best part about our journey so far, which has been to witness a level of peacefulness overcome an otherwise really contentious place. And we have found that when we give parties a safe place to be reasonable, they do just that. Thank you.